Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Afton and I'm Monty's Tarot Child. Here on my channel we do pick a card readings like the one we have here today and general readings for the collective. Most of my readings are now going to be hosted on Patreon, where you can have early access to content like the one that I'm releasing today and other exclusive content that is not released to the public. I am going to put that link down below in the description box. And I'm going to just get right into what this reading is about today. So I have what I feel to be a very large chapter closing in my life currently. And I'm really feeling that energy for the collective, where there are big chapters that are closing out for us, and it all looks differently based on who you are in your life experiences, of course, but I wanted to try to tap into that energy a little bit and to know more about the chapters that are closing in your life for you, how you can prepare for it, and what that next chapter may begin to look like for you. So I would like for you to pause the video, take your time, and choose between these three piles. And for the first pile, we have the lapis lazuli. The second pile, we have the smoky quartz. And for the third pile, we have the howlite. And I will see you in your reading. Hello, pile number one. You chose the beautiful lapis lazuli quartz. And so, funny story about the crystal real quick. I got this crystal from Bbalm. It's actually another tarot reader's crystal shop, and this crystal actually came in a water bottle, so that is why it has this metal piece, or I think metal piece, attached to the bottom of it, which I cannot seem to figure out how to get off. But I still wanted to utilize the quartz, even though I don't use the water bottle anymore. But that is the story behind yours and pile number three's crystal. Just wanted to point that out and give a funny story. Let's see if I can actually lay this crystal down and have it prop up so you can at least still channel the energy. Let's see, maybe it'll stay that way. But let's hop right into your reading. I think I'm going to start with the oracle. One oracle to get the general theme of the chapter that is closing for you. Let's see what we have. Okay, failure. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. Okay, and so this is going to be a huge theme around the chapter that is closing for you. You may have struggled with feeling the feelings of failure, maybe trying a lot of different tasks, a lot of different ideas creatively that you may have, only to end up having certain flaws or mistakes show through that project or that thing, and then almost feeling as if that whole project itself was a failure. That whole thing, the situation where the mistake was shown, just ended up being a failure. Maybe that discouraged you from continuing to go after things. Maybe that kept you in the mindset of this failed, so this will always fail. If I keep making this mistake, then I will always be this failure. So I see that may be a huge theme that is definitely closing out in this chapter for you, where you are understanding that a mistake is literally an opportunity to learn, to build, to grow around. And so that's a huge thing that's popping up for you here. Let's see, what do I want to do? Let's do the Soul Flower Oracle. This is going to give you some more description, I guess, of the energy. We also have Red Clover, Tranquility. Red Clover helps support a sense of clarity, individuality, and self-awareness in the midst of our chaotic and often negative world. She is a calm and steady presence, helping you to remain balanced and to think and act from your center of truth, despite whatever may be taking place around you. Okay, so especially possibly within your environment, you have felt like the things around you have shown or is equating to your failure. You may see things around you and say, you know, this is not where I want to be, and I really feel as if I have failed at where I actually do want to be. I really feel as if I'm not moving forward. All of these negative thoughts and feelings, they are a part of the closing process for you, where you realize that the more you first adjust your thought process, and then secondly, adapt a new mindset where you things look differently to you, where you have a different insight and you can actually see like progress and process. You can be proud of the process even if you see small hints of flaws, because honestly, we are all human. So to say that we would create something 100% perfectly, and that we are all 100% perfect ourselves, is not real whatsoever, because we're just human. We're just here to experience life and to enjoy the things that we are able to create without putting such harshness on ourselves. So right now, what is closing out for you is these senses of failure, and mistakes, and what is coming more so in is the feeling of tranquility, of understanding, of peace in your process. And I really like that. Let's see what else. I'm going to make sure I'm not getting something else from here. Also, a sense of clarity is popping out to me. So things may have seemed really unclear to you. Like, I'm almost hearing like your process was unclear to you. You didn't know why necessarily you did the things the way that you did. But that was of your own individual nature. You are a unique individual. We all are not carbon copied, not one and the same whatsoever. We have similarities, we have likes and dislikes, but we are not all exactly the same. And so that all of the mistakes that you feel like were holding you back are literally what is making you your own unique self. And to look more into that is going to help you really close out this chapter of failure. We also have the Cosmic Heart, devotion, potency, make your life a moving prayer. And I actually really love this card because every time what stands out to me the most is make your life a moving prayer. There is a sense of action here. There's a sense of devotion, where you are being devoted to your process, no matter what it looks like, however flawed you may feel, that you feel like the need to like kind of cover up your flaws. That is being left behind in this chapter. You're really opening yourself up to all of the possibilities of what you can make just by being you, without restricting yourself, without expecting perfection from yourself. There is a potency of like just brilliancy. Like there's a light shining very brightly around your heart chakra, with this energy here saying, you know, I love myself and I love my process and I honor it. And that brings, you know, really potent, really strong, really beautiful energy to you, pile number one. And we also have big picture thinking. Wow. Pleiades energy, visionary, inspired ideas. Literally. Inspiration. So what is closing out for you, again, is this sense of failure, and what's replacing it is inspiration, tranquility, peace. These are really beautiful cards. I'm really seeing the purple highlighted, the purple and the pink honestly. But purple, so your third eye chakra is awakening. And I also believe that the lapis lazuli has third eye chakra connections as well. Also your throat chakra, so speaking up, talking to yourself in a positive manner, telling yourself, what you fear is not okay. So how I tell it to myself is, your fear is here to teach you something. It's here to show you and make you aware of an energetic bond that you aren't quite aware of right now. It's here to show you something, but you can always say, I honor my fear. I thank it for trying to show me and teach me something about myself. I accept this lesson and I release the fear for love. I replace it. I replace that negative energy because it's not serving me any longer. Okay? It's honestly just holding me in place. And you are a visionary. You are actually inspiring others with the way that you move passionately, the way that you allow your creativity to develop and move. I'm hearing as well. So your creativity could be your business. Your creativity could allow you traveling opportunities. I don't know why, but with the moving prayer here, in this gigantic doorway, just I feel like your inspired ideas move you to new places. And what is closing, this chapter that is closing, what is holding you back is your fear of either failure or success. So for the tarot, we have, I believe this is the Knight of Wands, which is inspiration and a card, right? The wands are all about inspired action, spirituality, creativity, passion. And this is the energy that you are continuously moving with and to, being driven, being led, trusting. And what's also being pointed out to me, act from your center of truth, despite whatever may be taking place around you. So if you can tell in the background, lightning strikes. And you would think that no one would be out in the middle of a storm riding on a horse with the lightning strike. But this is a journey that you are passionate about, and you know that the time is now. Rain or shine, the time is now. And you feel inspired to move. And when you do, don't hold yourself back. Not because of what's going on around you, because you have the sun here, the sun card. Honestly, the one of the best cards in the deck of tarot, because it talks about how spirit illuminates and shines through you, on you, your process. This is the light within you. Happiness, joy for the process. No longer fearing anything because you know that it is a divine placement in your life. And we also have the Chariot. So really, this is really all about action for you. Pile number 1, taking action, inspired action, leaving the feelings of failure behind is also what I'm hearing. And I actually want you to see the back of this card. This is the Vice Versa Tarot. But look at the purple that's also being highlighted in the path that you have left behind. So again, heavy on the third eye workings here. Really heavy on the third eye. So allow your intuition to guide you. Allow your higher self to speak through you is what I'm also hearing. And I don't know if I pointed it out earlier, but with the devotion here, again, being devoted to this path, this path that you have already started that you can't go back on, honestly. You can find a different direction, a different path, but this seems a lot more faded, no? And you also have, what is this? The Knight of Cups? Let's see. Oh, no. The Page of Cups. The Page of Cups, but this is the, vice versa tarot, so the back of it. I feel like there's something here that you're learning emotionally about yourself. I feel like it's something that has been at the turtle's pace that's here in the water. I also feel like, as this chapter is closing for you, more about yourself emotionally will be revealed, or you will be more intrigued to know more about, excuse me, to learn more about how you have gotten through this process so emotionally okay is what I'm hearing, but just wanting to know more about how you have evolved through this process, like wanting to know more about your process to the path, learning about your emotional state when placed in different circumstances is also what I'm hearing. Learning more about how you can think bigger, how you can act on your bigger thoughts without that hint of that last chapter closing is also what I'm hearing. So I do have one affirmation card here, an affirmation that you can focus on, one that you can come back and look at again, just to hold on to when these feelings may or may not come back up for you in your process. And we also have, when I'm connected to spirit, I feel a sense of certainty, magnitude, and ease that I've never known before. Wow. When I'm connected to spirit, I feel a sense of certainty, magnitude, and ease that I've never known before. Ease. So completely replacing failure with ease. Magnitude, expansion of thought. But it doesn't exist without the connection to spirit. One must come before the other. So I feel like that's also a large part of this chapter as well, is really speaking with spirit more, getting in tune more spiritually. Meditating could be a huge thing for you, journaling as well. If you feel as if you can't speak out loud, writing it down also counts. But yes, just certainty, magnitude, and ease. I feel like that's a very great summation of this reading, because tranquility correlates to ease, magnitude, big picture thinking, certainty, being very sure of your path because you know that spirit is here, guiding you, with you, shining down on you. So I want to see more to make sure that there's not more here. I'm going to read this gem crystal oracle first, and then I'm also going to shuffle some cards for you on camera just to get a more energy around this Page of Cups. But this crystal that you correlate with is Amazonite, which has been coming out a lot lately. For the collective, we have the number 3 that it correlates with, which is Gemini. The astrological number is Gemini because Gemini is the 3rd sign in, yes, Mercury, and the throat chakra, which we brought up with the lapis lazuli. So I'm going to read the short passage that this one comes with. Amazonite, the element is air with this air background here. Astrology Mercury. Okay. The message. We are in a period of transformation, both physical and psychic. Yes. Old habits and mental structures that have functioned in our life do not now have any reason to exist. Change is necessary, and the Amazonite will help us to face this moment with trust and a sense of freedom. You are being freed, pile number one. And that's like really the only way I can word it, honestly. Not to say that you have, been not free or not free to do as you wish or as you will please, but honestly, it's been you with your foot on the brake. You have feared the possibilities of actually succeeding, of actually being successful, flaws and all. So right now is a very freeing time for you, especially if you've gotten this far in the reading, where you are easing up on yourself, where you are releasing the reins, and you know that Spirit is guiding you into divine and direct action. So I'm just going to finish shuffling, see if there's any more energy around this Page of Cups or even the Knight of Wands. So let's see what else we have here. We have goodness, Cardinal, and these are the astrological or heavenly bodies, the astrology deck. So Cardinal has to do with the zodiac signs. You can be cardinal, fixed, or what's the other one? There's another one as well, and it's not coming. Mutable. There you go. So this is Cardinal, which we have Aries here, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. We have instigation, bravery, and a pioneering spirit. This is you, pile number one. You are a pioneer, moving forward in life and trying not to doubt every step of the way. Really igniting, really initiating, really trying to be as brave as you possibly can, while trying to also keep a very realistic mind, I'm hearing, with this Capricorn energy especially. So, allow your intuition to guide you is what I'm going to say again, because your intuition is what you were born with. You were born with this pioneering spirit. You may have always had this pioneering spirit. It's nothing new to you. And you're learning more about how to handle it in the adult world. I'm trying to see if there's one more spirit. One more astrology card, please, Spirit. Thank you. Okay. And we have self-express and embody truth, the sun. So really embodying your sun sign. It could be, again, Aries, Cancer, Libra, or Capricorn, but it doesn't have to be. But really self-expression, expressing yourself authentically, individually, really accepting your flaws and all the mistakes that you made, not just the bad, but also the good as well. Really embodying your truth. And this is what's coming into your chapter, your new next chapter. Are you ready for this, unapologetic truth of yours to be expressed? Are you ready to think bigger, to take up more space in the world? Pile number one, that is a huge question. And, I hope that you are able to start gathering some answers for yourself, and really finding out what pile number one wants. So if you enjoyed this reading, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, because it would mean the world to me. And if you enjoyed this reading, try to check out our Patreon and see all of the other exclusive content that I have to offer on that platform as well. And I will see you in another reading. Peace. Hello, pile number two. You chose this beautiful Smoky Quartz crystal. and I'm going to get right into the energy of your reading. So the overall theme of the door or chapter that is closing in your life. Let's see. We have love. Okay. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. Okay. So automatically I'm getting a lot of heavy root chakra, heart chakra, and crown or third eye chakra. So really grounding yourself, really preparing for this one chapter to end and one to begin is going to be important. And finding a grounding practice that works best for you, not what's best for everyone else, is what I'm hearing. But I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. So I do want to start off by saying, the chapter that is closing for you is not just love. It's not saying that you are not going to have love in the next chapter, or that there will be a lack of love. I feel like there's a lesson around love that is closing out for you. And I think a lot of it has to do with seeing the good in all things. I feel like you possibly could have had difficult love relationships, and that's not just romantic love. It's also platonic love as well, or family love. Different cycles or relationships for you have been difficult, it's been hard to see the good in a lot of the things that you have come through. But what I do see you carrying into this next chapter is love, a new sense of love, a new understanding of love for yourself and for the people around you, for the people you don't even speak to any longer also. Just a lot of releasing, but through love. Okay, let's see what else we have. We have wait. It's not yet time. Things are being woven. Okay, and I actually don't see this card often. I think I knew of it, but when it comes out, it is a strong message, because there's something that you need to wait on. Yes, this chapter will be closing. It may not be closing as soon as you think, as soon as you're hoping. We might even try to see when it is closing. I haven't done it for the first pile, but we will see if you are a different pile number 2. But to wait, and that may be something that you struggle with, that may be difficult. This may be also a part of the chapter that it's closing. It's also having a certain patience. I think there is patience and practice go hand in hand, because you cannot have one without the other. Practice builds patience and vice versa. So there's something that is not yet time for it. Let's see what else we have here, though. We have You're Not Alone. Isolation, physical connection, community. So it could be that you are needing to wait to make a certain connection, or there is a certain connection that you've really been hoping for, really been feeling isolated from, and things have not yet been woven. It's like you're trying to stitch a blanket together, and some of the pieces just aren't there yet, but you're still trying to use it as a blanket, and it's not ready yet. So the more you tug on it, the more it will unravel. And it's time to wait. It's time to commit to the practice of building this blanket, and giving it the time and attention that you know that it takes to build an entire blanket. You are not alone. You may be feeling feelings of alone, or of being alone. You may be feeling very isolated, especially when we are in the middle of a pandemic where people aren't connecting as frequently or as normally as we were in the past. But there is a connection here that is being developed still and yet. Again, waiting. The wait comes first, and then the community, then the connection. But I think within this connection as well, you're really going to see a new type of love. Again, there are certain things that are being closed out right now, and the process, the loading process to the love within this community is just going to take a moment longer. What else do we have? We have Bbalm Vibrance. Add some spark to your life. Bbalm encourages you to let go of inhibitions, cut loose, be passionate, and sing your song at the top of your lungs without judgment. Every day is a gift worth celebrating. Bbalm reminds you to show up and embrace the potential of your own life. No excuses. No excuses. So no excuse to not commit to this practice of love. Starting with yourself, I'm hearing. It all starts with yourself. So if you are wanting love to come in, you must introduce a new type of love in your life now, where you can. How do you speak to yourself? How do you want your partner to speak to yourself or to speak to you? The question is. So if you want someone to be gentle with you and hold you, how are you gentle with yourself, and how do you hold yourself? There are certain things that still need to be realized, I feel like, still need to be acted upon. I feel like Spirit is waiting for you to ignite some of this passion manually, is what I'm hearing. It's like you need to I guess start the car before it can move. Start the car before you can go. And how do you, this is a question to you directly, how do you introduce more love into your life currently? How do you spend time with yourself? How do you talk to yourself? And where do you want to see that replicated in the most intimate relationships around you? We have Eight of Wands here, and this is the Vice Versa Tarot. So there's two sides to this card, and this is the Versus side. So I always automatically notice the Pegasus up here in the top corner, but also that it's flying with this lightning striking across the card. And it's like there's communication that is coming in, and it is coming in directly. It is coming in quickly. It may not be the connection itself, this connection that you're waiting for, but information around it, or information that you really need to hear in order to heal something, is what I'm hearing. Let's see what else we have. We also have the Magician here, which is a really favorable card in the tarot deck because it means that you have all of the tools you need in order to create your destiny, your desire, in order to live the life of fulfillment that you envision every day. I feel like, again, you have to be reminded of the tools that you hold in order to further commit to this practice. You may be feeling as if you're missing something, as if you don't have something in order to make this connection appear, but that is not the case. There's not something that you can just gain physically and then the connection will appear. It is divine working. It is things being woven in the background that you are completely unaware of. But the things that you are aware of, that you do have control of, is asking for what you desire. You may play no part or very little part in how it comes about, but the asking is the part that must be initiated. So I feel like I'm going to put this and this in a different order, because first comes the Magician, where you decide to take a more actionable approach. And then comes the communication from the Eight of Wands. Then you start seeing miracles just strike before you, where you continue to get confirmation that you are not alone, that you do have community, that you are in safe spaces, and that you can look forward to an actual physical connection again soon. But there is a process that needs to happen first. There are still things that must be accepted, must be learned, and some things that must be exactly cut loose. Add some spark to your life. Bbalm encourages you to let go of inhibitions, cut loose, and be passionate. What are you passionate about? What do you really want to see represented in your life? And how do you actively go after it? How do you actively manifest it? Bring it energetically to you, the things that you know you've been working towards this whole time. And we also have Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So let's see what it actually looks like upright. There is one large coin that seems to be falling out of the sky, presenting itself to you. And you may be distracted by the people walking by here, and you're not focusing on the miracle of what this coin is actually doing. With it being in reverse, I feel like all of the aces are direct gift or direct contact from spirit themselves. So with it being in reverse, it's almost like it's a gift that you don't notice. Possibly because you have been focusing on love. Because, you know, the Ace of Pentacles is all about financial. Pentacles in general are about financial aspects to your life. And I feel like this is not something that you're really focused on right now. And I can't see, let's see what else we have. We also have Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so it's actually really gorgeous because it's like I didn't notice the gift that is life, that is continuously giving, that is continuously abundantly here, but I still was able to build this garden anyway, like a hidden blessing. So again, this is all about the chapters that are coming and going in your life, and I feel like this new chapter with the tarot here is saying, even though you can't see it, you are divinely blessed right now. Like you are in a very flourishing garden where things have the potential to blossom into completion, where you have divinely and magically just built a life with spirit that you can truly revel and enjoy in. I think this is something that you are really committed to. Again, I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. This is your new chapter where you see the good in everything around you. You have a lot of good to look at, not just materially, but connection-wise as well. And there's more coming in. The weight here is to say that there is more. There's just more that you have to be patient for. Again, with the patience. And especially with this Ace of Pentacles in reverse, you could be waiting for that. That could be the thing that really, and I hate to say it, but makes you feel complete. Not that money, makes you feel complete, but there are a lot of really good things going for you here, and something that you don't really have the patience to wait for, but will be all the worthwhile, is coming to you. Let's see more about this. Let's have our affirmation. I believe I am worthy of feeling good. Wow. Wow. Do you? Do you believe that you are worthy of feeling good? Do you believe that you can honestly have it all? Or has there been, situations in the past where you have been told you can only have so much? You can only take your portion. And to ask of the world for more is too much. You're not supposed to ask of that much or to have that much. But this is your birthright. This is what we are all here to experience, is a life of abundance, of fulfillment. And we have been taught that that abundance is limited. But there is none. There is no limit. There is enough resource of everything on this world for everyone who's already been born, plus some. And yet we still find a lack. And so in this chapter, you are seeing the love, the good in all things, accepting what is here and embracing what is to come. Not constantly looking backwards, I'm also seeing, but looking forwards to what is in your future, because it is bright, it is abundant, very magical. So I'm also going to read this Gem Oracle card. Let's see what it correlates with first, and then I'll read this short passage. We have Citrine Quartz, and it correlates with the number 23. I believe that this is Neptune, and this is the crown chakra. Also, it correlates with the air element. So let's read what the Citrine Quartz is about. We have the message. A new force has entered into our lives. This is the force of creativity that makes everything lighter and more colorful. Our thoughts are now clear and calm, and we know how to elaborate and express what we wish to say. We know how to find solutions without being influenced by negative emotions. The state of peace that we find ourselves in is the prelude to a profound evolution. Yes. You are evolving, pile number 2, and I feel that heavily. I feel like you are really giving more into the process, really giving more into your patience, really learning more about how more patient you can be, honestly, and accepting that, accepting your faith to say, I see the unseeable. Like, it doesn't make sense to other people, but it makes sense to me that, what I feel, this abundance that I feel coming to me, this abundance that I see around me currently it's real. I don't have to explain it to anyone. I can just give love to those who may not necessarily see it. That's fine. But I see it. I believe it. I am it. I am abundance. And step into that abundant energy. We also have Jupiter. Grow and expand. This is, all your energy, pile number 2, with the Ace of Pentacles here. Even though it's in reverse, that doesn't mean that you aren't abundant, that you aren't expanding. That means that there's something that, again, is being on pause. But this type of expansion, this type of growth that you're experiencing in this next chapter is huge for you. It is. Especially with the Neptune here and waiting, just things that are a bit unclear. Even with the crystal that you guys chose, Smoky Quartz. It is, a sister crystal of clear quartz, but clear quartz, you can see directly through it. This Smoky Quartz, there's a distortion to the view. You can't see it clearly. You can't see through it clearly. And that's okay. That is all a part of this process. I feel like you want to see through the fog so badly. You want to peek through the veil and really see the ending to this amazing, beautiful story that has been written for you. But if you saw the ending, then you wouldn't get to enjoy the present. So We also have Mars. Move forward and defend self. Wow. So moving forward in divine action, really like pile number one, I told, listening to your intuition, allowing, passionate, fiery action forward, especially with this Bbalm here, and this Mars energy, really being courageous, really being, what's the word? I was going to say bodacious, but I don't think that's actually a word. Really being out there, really putting yourself out there, looking at every day as the gift that is worth celebrating, really allowing that to move you forward, to show up for yourself, and to defend yourself. And at the bottom of this deck, we have House 7, profound relationships, intimacy, and romantic partnerships. So it's so interesting that this is at the bottom of your deck for this astrology deck, because the first card out was love. So love in all of your relationships are upgrading at this time. Pile number 2, again, not just romantically, but within your closest relationships and partnerships. Profound relationships is what it says. And that is really what's showing up here, is a profound evolution of your process. Pile number 2. So I hope that you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, because it would mean the world to me. And if you really enjoyed this reading, go on over and check our Patreon, because, we have a lot of different things like this kind of reading over there, and different things that I want to try out with the collective. But until then, I will see you in another video. Peace. Hello, pile number 3. You chose the beautiful Howlite crystal. I'm going to get right into your reading and try to balance that there. So the overall energy for your chapter that is closing is courage. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. Okay, that is huge. Let's read into this a bit more. So courage, you are stepping into your courageousness. You are leaving behind the feelings of lack of confidence. You are facing your fear with confidence, any fear that you may have, stepping more into situations courageously, not being afraid to really express yourself with this. I'm getting really solar plexus and sacral chakra energy, also root and crown chakra energy. So really intuitively knowing who you are, expressing that with confidence, really embracing yourself and your true nature, and not being unapologetic, but being unapologetic and really confident about who you are showing up as, is what I'm seeing. We also have Star Brothers, Horus energy, protection, loyalty, safety, trust. Okay, so this is a huge energetic shift for you, moving into trust, understanding that you are divinely protected. You have this spiritual realm that is watching over you. I feel as if stepping into this courageous energy, you are feeling that more and more. You are really feeling protected, really feeling like this is where your confidence is stemming from, is through spirits. Understanding that you have a cosmic family, I would like to say, that is literally watching over you, protecting you as a brother would or as a sister would. And that's beautiful energy. Let's see what else we have here just with these two. Also, feathered animals, specifically birds, may be a sign for you. But protection, divinely protected. If you knew that you were protected from any and everything, would you go after the things that truly fulfilled you? Would you stay loyal to a path if you knew that you could stay there comfortably, feel protected in that path and know that everything is going to work out divinely? Would you still go along that path if you had the courage and the strength to? That is the question, and that is actually a part of, why this chapter is closing out for you. You are realizing that, if something's going to hold me back, it's not going to be me. It's not going to be my fear. It's not going to be these things that I imagine to happen, but I don't actually find out because I don't actually step into it to find out. That is ending for you. That is a part of the chapter that is closing. You are finding your inner strength. We also have Breath of the Cosmos, my will to thy will, micromanaging the universe. Okay. So this is a part of the chapter that is closing out. Micromanaging the universe. My will to thy will. If you didn't have the will, but Spirit did, you still have the will. You still are being encouraged and pushed to go into the unknown. But I think that you want Spirit to show you things a certain way. You want Spirit to let things evolve in a certain way. And when it doesn't, you're like, hold on, wait. This isn't actually quite what we agreed to. I thought my courage was going to come in a different way, was going to be tested a different way. I was prepared to test my courage this way, and you're trying to test it this way. And I don't even know if I'm ready for this. But Spirit wouldn't bring to you what you weren't ready for. It wouldn't even be existing in your life. I feel like sometimes we feel like we can't handle certain things because we're underestimating ourselves. That is our lack of confidence in saying, I really don't think I can handle this, when really we actually can. We've actually handled a lot more difficult things in our lives. Not to say that to just keep piling them on because we can take on anything, but to say, this is really here to teach me a lesson. What is it? And we also have Stargazer Lily, surrender. Stargazer Lily is asking you to surrender to the unconditional love that the universe has flowing towards you. Let down the barriers surrounding your heart and surrender unloving thoughts about yourself to allow yourself to receive. You are always enough. You are always enough. You have always been enough. Even when you felt like, oh, I'm not courageous enough to do that, you were. You could have been that whole time. But it's okay because you are coming into this cycle where you know now that you are always enough. This is something that you may be repeating to yourself. You may have some affirmations that remind you, or you may be wanting some affirmations that remind you that you are enough. Different messages for different people. But I do encourage affirmations. I do think that it would it would help a lot with stepping into this courageous energy for finding your confidence. I think the more we affirm ourselves, the more we are sure of ourselves. And that is all that confidence is, really. And we also have the King of Swords for the tarot. So really stepping into your decisive authority, really being courageous, cutting through to the truth of what it is that you want, what it is that you want to experience, how it is that you've held yourself back for so long, and how you can step out of that energy courageously. I think this is a big, bold energy to start the tarot off with, because the king, is the ruler of the land, and the swords, it's all about mental clarity. So really being the ruler of your own mind, really being the ruler of all of your thoughts, of all of your actions that or ideas that you want to lead into action. These are all going to be standing out to you during this chapter. We also have 10 of Cups. Wow. So really an emotional completion. Really like a really, what's the word? An accomplishment, an achievement emotionally, where you feel safe and secure with this protection, loyalty, and safety. Really and truly emotionally feeling secure and safe. This could be a divine union, but it doesn't have to be. This could be your union with the divine, where you feel embraced and connected with, and really stepping into that knowing energy that you have everything that you need, that you are truly fulfilled, and that when you step into certain situations expecting something out of it, you're not expecting greater fulfillment, because you carry your fulfillment with you. You are stepping into these situations with courage for enlightenment, for an experience, not to feel whole or complete. You are already a whole and complete being. There's nothing that you need to seek outside of you. Everything is already within you. We also have, who is this? Well, this looks like oh, wow, giving me very non-binary here, but we have the Queen and the King of Swords. So this, I was mistaken. This is the Queen. A very strong face they have, and this is the King. So there we are. But so that's definitely a sign of divine union here. You could be in a relationship where you feel supported, where your ideas feel supported, but you don't have to be in a relationship either. But to see the divine masculine and feminine energy of the swords here is really standing out to me, because that means that your energy is balancing. You are really coming into your own authoritative means. I do want to point out that this is a vice versa tarot. So this is the back of it. And right here in the ground, I believe that's a scythe is how you say it, which is the sword of the death and rebirth card. So it's like there is a cycle that is strongly ending for you, where you are looking forward into the future courageously and saying, I can step into this unknown terrain that looks to be going through its own type of storm. I can step courageously and know that I am protected, that I can get to the other side where that sun is shining over here and be where I need to be. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. And that doesn't mean you have to walk into a storm to prove your confidence and to remove your fear. That means you can step into any situation like it is a storm, like it is a tornado, and say, there are really much worse things going on here or in the world, and I can handle this right here, right now. This is what I can handle. I can take this on, and I can be abundantly successful through it all. We also have Three of Cups. Okay. And this is a very celebratory card, and this is what it's going to be feeling like for you. Notice how they're all social distancing, but that's just me. Let's see what else we have here. They're in a field, dancing, rejoicing, a flight of birds taking off in the sky, and it's a very freeing scene. I feel like you are really feeling free in this new chapter. You are really feeling, and people around you too are really sensing that courageous energy from you. They're really viewing you as someone who has a lot of inner strength, has a lot of inner knowledge of themselves. And this is what you've really been working towards this whole time. Again, coming from a chapter where you were unsure of yourself, where you were unsure of your ideas, your thoughts. You may have even, asked people around you frequently, do you think this is a good idea? And they would always say, choose what's best for you. And you're like, yeah, you're right. And so now stepping more into that, yeah, you're right energy and saying, yeah, I'm right. I know this is the next thing I need to do. This is the next thing I want to do. This is the next thing I'm going to do. and I'm going to do it courageously. I'm going to step into it because I know that I can handle it. Three of Cups, a very celebratory moment for you. And we also have the Knight of Wands, but we have of course, the Vice Versa Tarot. And I feel like there's a constellation. This is a constellation, but which one it could be, I'm not really sure. I also like to notice that there's a rising phoenix, I'm pretty sure, is what is coming out of the fire here. And that is you all the way. Like, really, again, being ignited by your passions, not letting your fear hold you back, facing your fear with confidence in self and your path, knowing that time and time again, like the phoenix, still I rise. You are reborn. You are rebirthed through every process, through every cycle, through every chapter. You come out feeling new, feeling fresh, feeling ready to, again, take on the world courageously. Maybe some chapters really, take it out of you more than others. Sometimes your courage is questioned, tested, and time again, you are ready to just take action and say, I'm gonna do this thing. This thing that I want to do, I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna, try to outsmart the outcome and get to the end quickly and try to finagle with spirit to get to my process faster. I'm really just gonna keep looking at this path, keep looking down this road, keep taking each step, each turn at a time, because I know that it's divine placement. Like, it really puts me in these amazing 10 of Cups spots where I can really rejoice and thrive. So we also have my greatest spiritual shifts don't come through force, they come through freedom. Wow, guys. I mentioned the birds, honestly, in this, a feeling of freedom. It doesn't come through force. Your courage doesn't come through forcing yourself to do something. It comes through evolving, trusting, freedom in your process. Allow your process. I think I also told for pile number 2, there's patience or there has to be patience in the process. And I think with all this fire energy, I kind of want to tell you too, well, cups and swords, but I feel the fire coming through this one. And it's like really speaking to me and saying, after this, I'm really going to go for it. And it's like, okay, yes, remember, go for it courageously. But don't expect your seeds to sprout overnight. Allow this process. Give it patience. Give it time. Feed yourself. Nourish yourself, and don't try to force too much, because again, all divine inner workings that is going on. So we have one last oracle, and then I'm going to shuffle some cards on screen for you from the astrological deck that I have. But let's see what this card holds. We have Jade, the crystal jade. It correlates with number 24. We have Venus, and we have the heart chakra. And jade is connected to the water element. So let's see what we have in the book for jade. Okay, water and Venus. The message: following periods of stress or shock, both physical and psychic, we must give ourselves time to recover. A period of rest has presented itself to us, though we must not take this a forced inactivity. Again, with the word force. Let me read that again. A period of rest has presented itself to us, though we must not take this a forced inactivity. Idleness is, in fact, a precious companion for rediscovering ourselves. Immersed in silence, we can finally listen to the sounds of our soul. Wow. And just because it's talking about silence doesn't mean that you won't have these Three of Cups moments. Sometimes Three of Cups can be a silent celebration, and sometimes Three of Cups can be out loud and with my closest people type of celebration. But there is a lot to celebrate, and there's a lot to be grateful and to experience around you, especially with this 10 of Cups here and 3 of Cups. Very positive energy, high vibrational, emotional cards that you have here with, again, masculine and feminine decisiveness coming to the table as well. This next chapter for you is really a great balancing of the heart and the mind, where your courage gets to be built in the midst of the whole process. I think courage is built. Oops. This one flipped out first, but these are too many. I feel like courage is built, is grown in the heart, is grown in the heart chakra. So again, working on that, all of your chakras is what popped up in the first card as well, but especially the heart chakra, and opening yourself up to the divine protection and love that the universe has to offer you. Yeah. Okay. And we also have Scorpio as the astrological energy that's popping up here. Let's see what else we have before I get into it. We have the water element here. So Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, the cups, of course, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, swords, Aries, you guys, the swords is the air sign. So that is Libra, Gemini, and give it to me, the last one. Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. Thank you, Spirit. My mind starts to go flat a little bit, but here we are. Yeah, so water, air signs. Any other sign, Spirit? Maybe Aries too, since it came out. But for the Scorpio card here, we have intensity, exposing, purging, and renewing. So literally, this guy that I saw here in the King of Swords was for a reason. Scorpio is, again, associated with the death card, death and rebirth. So there is an intensity that is coming up, and maybe an intense moment, but it doesn't have to be just a moment. It can be an intensity of all these good feelings, but exposing and purging the things that aren't serving you anymore. Pile number 3. I think there's a lot of good. There's a lot of good, but there's also something here that needs to be exposed. Maybe your courage or lack thereof for some. How you can build it, how you can build your courage up, renew it even, is what I'm hearing. And then, of course, Pluto comes out, which is also the ruler of Scorpio. Transform. And there's one more as well. But with this transform energy, and again, Scorpio, it's huge that these both came out. So I'm getting very strong Scorpio vibes. But a transformation, complete, honestly. And you will look different, is what I'm also hearing. Your courage is literally going to renew you. People are going to see this light shining through you. They're going to see this transformation that has taken place for you energetically. Also, is what I'm saying. Like, people are going to be like, this is the same person that, I spoke with and had spent time with. Like, they've evolved so much just from the last time that I've talked to them. Transformation, complete. And for the best, of course. People always think that transformation means, oh, you're turning into someone else. And it's like, no, I'm finding my true identity. I'm finding my true self. And if anyone, has any issues with that, then of course we should be questioning that connection, right? And we also have Uranus, radically change, or radically changing is what I'm hearing. A radical change is coming to you. This chapter is really, it's like the door is being kicked in, is what I'm seeing. Which, ironically, my greatest spiritual shifts don't come through force. So it's not like you're kicking down the door. It's like Spirit saying, boom, you're ready. You're really ready. Like, you're really ready to step out into your true and authentic, intense energy. And at the bottom of the deck, we have conjunction, a union, merging and coming together. Again, your masculine, divine masculine and divine feminine energies merging, coming together, where you step into your courage and you know who you are fully. You come already whole and complete to any situation that you enter. So, pile number 3, I hope that you enjoyed this reading. I hope that it resonated for you. If it did, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe because it would mean the world to me. And check out my Patreon where we have more exclusive and early access content like this. And I will see you in another reading. Peace.